Judge Roy's Scream. Nestled in a side area at the front of Six Flags Over Texas, this classic wooden roller coaster adds to Six Flags Over Texas's stacked lineup of roller coasters with a 42-inch height requirement. But with the airtime that this classic Woody gives, this is one of the best coasters in the park, especially for those guests small enough to comfortably enjoy its restraints. Find out my love for Judge Roy's Scream in this review. Built in 1980, this may not be the oldest classic wooden roller coaster out there, but it was built as a solid family roller coaster, and that's what Six Flags Over Texas got. The name comes from Judge Roy Bean, who was a judge in West Texas in the 1800s, in a town along the Rio Grande River. The coaster has also been a part of a few promotions that Six Flags has run, most notably when it ran backwards for the 1994 season. Located through a tunnel, Judge Roy's Scream is slightly isolated, but the bigger reason it feels so isolated is that the tunnel is located off of a path between Gotham City and Bugs Bunny Boomtown, that unless you're seeking out Texas Skyscreamer, isn't really a place you'd go. With the crazy crowds that Gotham City and its surrounding area will generate on busier days, this isolation and the age of Judge Roy's Scream should help keep its line down to a manageable 20-ish minute wait, even on the busiest of days. The park will normally run 2 trains on this coaster, when it is running, but will close it during the off-season or at other times if it breaks down, since, given the overall coaster lineup at Six Flags Over Texas, keeping Judge Roy's Scream up and running every single day just isn't a priority for the park, which, although disappointing, is understandable. The trains have a seatbelt and lap bar restraint. Although this lap bar will likely be far above your lap, the tight cars really had this restraint digging into me, especially if I lowered it during the ride. Although the tightness did not reduce any airtime on the hills, unlike say Millennium Flyers or even Timberliner restraints on more modern wooden coasters, it just really hurt being squished into these cars on a couple of my rides. Making sure the lap bar is comfortably distanced away from you and holding up during the ride are ways that you can avoid feeling too crushed. The front of the train offered nice floater airtime on most of the various hills on this coaster, while also offering less shaking in the various valleys. The back did maximize the first drop while offering ejector airtime on some, but not all of the hills, while increasing the shakiness and positive Gs in the various valleys. For a solid airtime experience, I would suggest sitting in the front row, as most of the various 8 hills will be truly enjoyable. The pre-lift turnaround is basic and does little, not offering any good laterals or anything like that, before you travel up what at one point was the second tallest drop on a wooden roller coaster in Texas. As stated before, this drop is decent, given its small size in the back row, but offers not as much in the front row. This isn't surprising, as, obviously, this drop isn't built to be one of the best in the park. Then you travel over a series of hills. The first appears to be too drawn out to offer much, but it offers fine floater airtime that will be repeated on most hills throughout the rest of the ride. After going up and down, you hit the turnaround on this out and back coaster, which seems rather high up and unfortunately offers nothing in the way of lateral. Then you travel over smaller bunny hills that all give a decent mix of floater airtime before returning you back to the station. Overall, how good is Judge Roy's Scream? With most of the wooden roller coasters that I've ridden being newer modern ones, I might just be a sucker for classic woodies. But this coaster delivered surprisingly enjoyable airtime that left me wanting more. Even as magical as Shockwave's airtime can be, Judge Roy Scream can surprisingly execute solidly of what I want on a roller coaster. For that reason, I rank it surprisingly high, placing just above the wonderful ejector airtime of SeaWorld Orlando's Icebreaker, and right between the good but too short Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. As I enjoy nice floater airtime, I have all the respect in the world for a simple out and back coaster that can do just that. Does Judge Roy Scream have solid airtime? Is this a truly enjoyable classic wooden roller coaster? Let me know. And as always, Kapkun Krap.